This is Susan Dentel from Faculty Professional Development, and I'm here today with Claire Sparklin. And Claire is here to talk about her communication courses and some ideas about teaching.
Hello, this is Claire. So what you're looking at right now on the screen is a face-to-face class of mine, COM 101, which is Fundamentals of Speaking. What I did with this course is something that's probably available for most instructors. If you have an online version of the course you're teaching, you can work it out to use some of the information in that already built online class and transfer it into a face-to-face type of setting. So let's take a look around here. I You'll see here is the announcements page. I try to use visuals in my announcements because I really like them, as long as you make sure that we have, as you can see here, where it came from. So, and then if students can't read the text, Blackboard actually has an alternative text. So whenever I post something, I always make sure and type in what the alternative text would be for our students who can't read as well as others. So as the reader would then say, poster reads, keep calm and get informed, so that all our students are seeing and hearing the same information. All right, so that's just a little announcement, and I'm sure you all have announcements in yours. We'll just go through the buttons here. The next thing you can see is the syllabus. Currently, I have just completed a whole bunch of training with Quality Matters, which is a national leader in providing quality benchmarks to improve the design of online courses. And oh my goodness, I am swimming with information from that. One of the things that I learned that was so vital in communicating with our students is, and contributing to their success, is to give them information in so many different ways. So here we have the syllabus and schedule. Of course, I include this in my first day handouts. Everybody already has a copy of it. But then they also, if they're at their aunt's house and they suddenly realize, oh my gosh, what do I have due this week? They can go log into their Blackboard site and see their syllabus. I've also attached a printable version so that way, if students need another copy, they can click and download it and then print it out. So they have that option too. And it's just the same as my regular um, syllabus and schedule. All right, so this is where things start to get interesting. Right here, you'll see there's a button that says Learning Modules. And when we switch over to Blackboard 13, I have to keep reminding myself, we won't call it a button anymore. We'll call it a link. Like we're catching on up to the way the web works by updating to Blackboard 13. So these learning modules, this is the same series of informative learning modules that are in the COM 101 DL version and the COM 101 mixed mode version. I haven't changed hardly anything about these for my face-to-face classes. And I know, well, let's see. I'll give you a little tour of what's in here. So students come in and they're presented information. It kind of this section here gives them an interview, or an overview rather. I hope it's not asking them questions. So the importance of public speaking, this is original text that was created for the DL version of this. And then what they also get are information about what to read and then video lectures. So this right here is a panel discussion about the benefits of public speaking. And normally this was something that was only seen by the DL students. However, I can't always get the same like great group of people to speak on a panel to come into the classroom. So what this video is it's some of the movers and shakers in Washtenaw County agreed to come and talk about why public speaking is important and what kind of an impact it's made on their lives. So this really kind of enriches the face-to-face classes and gives them some of the same benefits of the online students. They also get, this came along, the supplemental learning material came along with our textbooks. students in the face-to-face classes, they might not necessarily know that they can access all this information online. And so this course site, what it does is it breaks it down and points them in the direction of where they might find interesting bits of information directly related to the class itself. What I also have here then is, if we look at, let's see, where do I want to take you? This is just some more original text. Okay, here's another video lecture, and this is about the importance of listening and critical thinking. This is actually me in the video, and it I find it so helpful to let students see very much a similar lecture that what they got in class, they can also view online. Um, I know that some people are concerned that if we make available the lectures that we would give in the classroom and make it available online, that it might impact attendance. Um, but really, reviewing the literature, most recently published was a article from the London School of Economics on how access to recorded lectures actually has no impact on attendance. And really, like a review of literature keeps reinforcing this over and over again. Some studies even found that there was a slight increase in attendance if online video lectures were presented or given access to. And frankly, students love it. Students like knowing that they can review information if they need to. Some of our English as a second language students really rely on these. They'll come to class, participate, and then they'll often go home and review the information, or some of them I know will flip it. So they will go through the modules, watch the video lecture, and feel like they have a pretty good understanding of the material we're going to cover. And then when I cover it in class, they have more in-depth questions and really can participate at a much different level. And then the the time that I think students most appreciate this is if they're sick or if they have, can't be in class one day, they will often go through the modules and catch themselves up to where the rest of the class is. They'll be able to better participate when they return, when they feel better. So it's actually been so helpful for our classes. Let's see. So also in the learning modules, there's some interesting things that pop up too, and these are learning activities. Sometimes people refer to these as games, but it's not so much a patty cake. It's very much the idea that students are learning something from participating in these activities. So let me take you to one here. We have in the persuasive speaking, we have an experience activity, and let me take you to problem cause solution. This is a format that students can put their persuasion speeches in. And up here at the top it says move your mouse over the highlighted parts of the document to read comments from your instructor. So they know to click here, and what they see is a partial speaking outline. In order to understand the formatting of how a persuasive speech works, there are certain things they need to know and need to understand why to put them in a speaking outline. So here we have the body. It just tells them that it's using the problem cause solution organizational pattern. And then here it walks them through. So the first point is the problem, and it details what a problem is. It also gives them tips about what to include in their speaking outline, like their source citations so that they can get those correct, and any little notes that they want to give themselves. So everything has some kind of reaction to it. Uh, then we have other little more in-depth, let's see, I'm trying to scroll up. Susan's got to help me here. She has a fancy computer that does things that, oh, I got it from there. Thanks. Oh, here, I'll just back us out this way. All right, let me show you another learning activity. This is also in persuasion, but when we start talking about argument and how to form an argument, this is a learning activity called Take a Stand. What's interesting about this is we often in public speaking, we will do an activity in class where we ask students to listen to a statement, and then decide if they agree or disagree with the statement. And so this is kind of a takeoff on that idea. So we're going to click here to start. This is just one of those, but I'm going to actually take us to a different one. Okay, so here's a statement. Animals should not be used for research. So they think about, okay, animals should not be used for research. Do I agree? Do I disagree? And then they find out. So here goes the students. It looks like this class is pretty well dispersed. We have 4 in agree, 4 in neutral, 4 in disagree. So what happens here is that then we can scroll over the people. Okay, so they're each going to like say why it is that they agree or disagree. You'll listen to the argument that this woman gives. It actually causes other people to change. So then she convinced others because of her strong argument that they now want to change their mind as well. And so as students go through and play with this, they can see how different arguments appeal to different audience members and can really affect change. So that's just some of the stuff that our face-to-face students now get to explore thanks to using the online version and adapting it to a face-to-face setting. Um, with my online class, I also make sure and put assignments up here. Just again, it goes back to best practices by giving students a lot of different ways to get to the information that is so important for them to succeed. I try to give them sample outlines and then like worksheets. These are also things that I give them in class, but sometimes students are sick or have to miss for some reason or another. Let's see. So that's just a quick little tour of what I have going on here. I do utilize some online quizzes. I always give my face-to-face students an alternative choice though. So if they aren't feeling comfortable with Blackboard, which really I'm not here to teach them how to use Blackboard. I'm here to teach them public speaking. So if they're not comfortable with Blackboard, I give them alternatives. Um, but I do have discussion boards that are open as well. This one is discuss with a classmate. They can come in and talk to other students. And we do some of the groundwork for some speeches in the discussion board, of course, with alternatives for students who don't want to use Blackboard or have other issues using it, which is really rare. Most of my students really enjoy coming into the Blackboard environment and getting work done in at 2 a.m. or getting it done at 6 a.m. or getting it done, 30 minutes before class or whatever time frame they're working on. They really like the flexibility that it provides. So that's just a little brief overview of COM 101, our face-to-face class or my face-to-face class. If anyone else is interested in using an online class that's already created and adapting it for their face-to-face, I can certainly give them pointers. Feel free to send me an email. It's Sparklin. Sparklin is just like sparkling grape juice, but without the G on the end at wccnet.edu. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Claire.